All right, ladies and gentlemen, looks like it's showtime. It is Wednesday night, and I'm excited to be here with you. Thank everybody for joining us. Fernando Ramirez, thank you, sir. I'm not sure whether Mr. Wilder is still in Europe or has arrived back in the States. Not sure who I'm presenting with tonight, but either way, whether it's you or him, I'm ready to go. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. This is our Wednesday night conversation, and we're going to dig a little deeper tonight to have a more of a detailed discussion about MWR, where we're going with this, how it's affected people's lives in such a positive way. My name is Gerald W. Parker. Listen, get excited or stay broke forever. That's our theme, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to finish this work that we've started. So, Mr. Ramirez, please let me know if you or Mr. Wilner are there with me tonight.
Good evening. It looks like Mr. Wilner is back.
My
So
man.
he should arrive shortly.
Okay, good deal. Great stuff.
He,
Great
he,
stuff,
he, he,
man.
ju- he just landed, so he says, listen, I'm gonna do it. I'll put the magic touch, even just landed. No, just kidding. But he's been for a while, so we're excited to have him. Thanks so
Well,
much, Dr. GW Parker, for everything.
yes, sir. I'm glad he's back safely. He's got to tell us a little bit about his trip to Europe. He travels abroad quite frequently. This is a man of many means. It's truly an honor to serve with him on this platform. And I'd be remiss if I didn't help you guys really understand who he was. I mean, he's the founder of the longest running syndicated radio real estate talk show in the country, based out of South Florida, which I pray that I'll be able to join him soon. But I'm telling you that this guy knows this business like the back of his hand. Well versed in the area of financial services. He's been in the finance space for quite some time. He's mastered it himself, and he's got this incredible commitment to help everyone that he touches be a master or become a master of this business of finances as well. He's got these core beliefs that run deep within him. I've had a chance to meet his father. I've always said the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. And I understand where he gets it from. I had a chance to spend a lot of time with his father when I was in South Florida. And so I'm not surprised as it relates to these core beliefs and what Eric, desires to pour into the lives of so many people across the country. So, Mr. Wilner, welcome back from Europe. Hey, give us an update. How was the trip? Where'd you go? Did you meet with the Queen? What happened, man?
Oh, well, it's good to be back, back a little earlier than expected, but we had an exciting trip. Our first stop was in London.
Yes.
We did wave at the Queen. I'm not sure if she saw us from the window, but we tried. We did go to Buckingham Palace, and we did go to all the nice parts. Then from there, we went to Czechoslovakia and Czech Republic, and we were in Prague for a while. Great food, great people, and then ended up in Munich for the world famous Oktoberfest.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's where we got stopped. Unfortunately, Erica had an accident and ended up breaking her leg, so we
Whoa.
had to take a quick trip back.
Wow. Well, we're praying for her, and I pray that
Thank you.
she recovers quickly and is doing well. She had to go all the way across the ocean to break her leg. I hate that for her.
So no, nobody liked it. We had 4 days planned in Munich. Unfortunately, that happened after the first day, and but it was great nonetheless. And it could have been worse, but we're just gonna have to schedule a do-over.
Hey, that sounds like a plan. And listen, you got the flexibility and the means in your life to do it whenever you want for as long as you want with the love of your life. I've had a chance to meet Erica. She is the sweetest lady I know. And you are a very fortunate man. And I know feels very lucky herself to have you. But yeah, you'll get a chance to replan that trip. No question about it. Guys, this is what it's all about. The ability to kind of move around the world as you see fit, whenever you want to do it, and stay as long as you like, and to do whatever you want to do, to see the world if you care to. But the key to this whole thing is we've got to have the financial means to live the life that Mr. Wilmer has the ability to live. As I mentioned earlier, he's mastered this business of finance, and that's what we're here to talk about tonight, because we found a vehicle that can help us get there, meaning create the lifestyle that we want. So, Eric, while we're getting the PowerPoint in place, I mentioned earlier about the core values, how I see you pour that into so many people's lives, and you want it for them so badly to see this vision and understand what's possible. and what you desire to see the average person have. Talk about those things if you would.
Yeah, I'm smiling because sometimes I feel like I do want it so bad for them, because once you've tasted it, you want everybody to share in it. It's very quite simple. It's really three core beliefs, and everything that I do is measured up against those beliefs. If it doesn't fall in line with those things, then it's something that I won't participate in. But core belief number one, and this is where I've built my whole career around real estate, is that I believe that everyone should own a home. Not everybody will, but it's important to understand that anyone can if they really want to. And it's really that's all it takes. If you can afford to pay rent, I often say you can afford to own. And tonight we're actually going to talk a little bit about how that can happen. My core belief number two is that I believe that you should have your financial house in order as well. And most people, live day to day, paycheck to paycheck, but you got to have a plan. Nobody opens a business without a business plan. Nobody does anything of importance without a plan. You don't build a building without a plan. And your financial future, the most important thing, that financial freedom that everybody dreams about, isn't it worth putting it in writing? And I know a lot of people say, well, I don't even know where to start. And tonight we're going to talk a little bit about how to get that started and how to get the experts that's what they do to be able to help you design your plan, whatever it is that you desire. We're talking about, this traveling and everything, and it really is by design. And I found out a while ago that when you write down your goals, when you keep them visible, when you have clarity, you see, most people don't lack motivation, they lack clarity. And that's what a good financial plan is all about. And the third belief is that in order for you to become financially independent, you have to have income streams that come in regardless of whether you work or not. You're no longer trading hours for dollars. And that's when you can do special things like what we were just talking about. And you have to have, even if it's a side business, a side gig, a side hustle, in order to take advantage of the maximum tax benefits, you want to have multiple streams of income and you want to have a business, even if it's a business in your back pocket. And we're going to talk about that as well tonight. So we got a lot in store. And the beautiful thing, and that's why I love sharing these core values, is because tonight you're going to see why I identified with this company. I didn't set up their values. They already had their values, but they aligned beautifully. And that's what I really liked.
Hey, Eric, the beautiful part about your story is that you were able to travel abroad, meaning outside of the United States. You didn't have to put in any request for vacation time. You dictate those terms yourself. You didn't have to worry about missing any days from work and your check being short because you pretty much write the checks yourself. And you've got investments that were generating income while you were traveling around the world.
That's right. That's right. And like I said, you want to have income streams that come in, like rental properties, like what we're talking about tonight, that come in regardless of where you are. And P.S., I tell you and our close friends here, but a lot of people don't even know that I left,
Wow.
because business continues and goes on. And one of the cool things that I discovered this time when I was in Europe, that in the Czech Republic, my Verizon, there's no roaming charges. So I could make a phone call the same way I do in the United States. And in fact, I did. And most people didn't know that they were talking to some guy on the other side of the world. Same thing in Germany, no roaming charges. So I remember the days when people had to buy, calling cards and telephone cards, and
Right.
you had to figure out the rates and all this crazy stuff. And you would make short calls, when they were long distance, you could talk forever locally. The world is at your doorstep right now, Gerald, and that's what's really exciting too.
Technology allows us to communicate, just like you're in your backyard, all over the world. That's the beautiful part about it. So, guys, we've got to position ourselves. How do we do it? We take a hard look at what you're going to see in here tonight. I'm going to share with you what all the excitement is about. It's MWR, and this is where Lifestyle and Legacy connect. This is our Lifestyle and Legacy presentation, promising not to be before you long, but to provide you with some impactful information. This is our ability to assist you and me and everyone else the ability to live the lifestyle they want and build the legacy for your family that they deserve. Because if we don't do it, then pray tell, Who will? So, guys, let's get into it and talk about what brings us here tonight. Let's talk about the reasons that we work, Eric. I mean, people want to take vacations. They want to build, some investments. They want to create a lifestyle, a current one and or a future lifestyle. And that's why we do what we do. But ultimately, the goal is a legacy to be able to leave your mark, as it relates to your children, the inheritance. All those things are very important. But there's some challenges that we all face trying to get to these levels, right? One, how do we make more money? Everybody wants to figure that one out. Here's another one we need to understand. How do we keep more of the money that we make? Now, you master that and you're going to be ahead of the game. But here's the one that we really should try to really get our heads around. How do we make our money work for us? Creating a job for that money and allowing it to outwork us, as Mr. Wilner has done, where his money was working while he was playing. So, but look at the results for most of Americans. These are real numbers. The average person is working 50 plus years. Eric, I remember the time when that number was 40. But what are we doing? We're financing a lifestyle instead of owning it, and we're leaving our families in debt instead of a legacy. This is the status quo for the great majority of people in this country.
It's amazing. And then, it's kind of interesting. We started our conversation, quite casually about lifestyle. But it is about designing, designing the lifestyle that you want. And I know what most people want. Most people want to have more time freedom. They want to be able to be in control of those things. And the reason they're willing to work, you know, 40 hours a week for 40 plus years of their lives, right, is because they desire that legacy, that financial freedom. But Gerald, unfortunately, 80% of Americans, the largest economy in the world, one of the wealthiest countries in the world, and yet 80% fail at achieving financial freedom and end up dependent on Social Security, which today the maximum Social Security check is $4,000. That's if you paid the maximum in, and most people don't. In fact, the average Social Security check in America today is at only about $1,600 to $1,800. And that, I tell you, is hardly what I describe as financial independence. And that's why there has to be some alternatives.
No question about it. And we're going to put those alternatives in place. And how do we do it? We talk about the difference that we make with this MWR opportunity. One, it's the only opportunity that guarantees your success. Now, that says a lot considering we're operating within the financial service space. But these guys are bold. They don't just make the statement, but they put it in writing. Look at what they say. If our expert strategies or opportunity cannot put more money back into your pocket than the cost of the membership within the first 30 days of you joining, Mr. Wilner, these guys are willing to give us a full refund. So what are they saying in layman's terms? This to me says if it doesn't do exactly what we say it can do, then get your money back. So where's the risk here?
There's no risk. In fact, the only risk is by not taking, it's essentially a test drive, but it's a test drive where they want you to use everything that we're talking about today. They want you to put it into implementation. You see, it's all about the action. And those people that use this service, they wouldn't give it up. Why do people join Costco? Why do people join BJ's? Why do people join a lot of these Sam's Club? Because it's, the benefit is multiples of what the cost is. It's actually an investment when you think about it, because you're putting a few dollars in and getting a lot more back out. And here you go. Who does this in the financial services field? Offer guarantees of the results, because again, you can take a snapshot here. If our expert strategies and opportunities can't put more money back into your pocket than the cost of membership, and they don't say like over the year of the membership, they said over the first month, then there's a full, and I always like to say cheerful refund, because we just don't see it.
No, it's unheard of, man. Listen, there's no risk, ladies and gentlemen, to you. The only way that you lose is by choosing simply not to participate. And we encourage you to participate in your own rescue. Upload the document, schedule the appointment, give these experts an opportunity to look at where you are financially and set a roadmap and help you develop a plan to get you where you desire to be. And when I'm talking about where we decide to be, I know that everyone wants to get on the other side of money. So let's dig a little deeper, Eric, and talk about the Lifestyle and Legacy membership, what we offer, what our experts are going to do. They're going to help you do these things. One, keep more of the money that you make. We talked about that at the top of the hour. We're going to help you make your money work for you. We're going to find a job for that money. And at the same time, we're going to protect the income and assets that we help you build. Our goal is to help you grow. And these are the areas that we do it in, Eric. When you talk about what we bring to the table, the ability to eliminate debt, reduce your taxes, lower your bills, restore your credit, diversify cash flow account, the private reserve account, even precious metals now, not only the ability to take advantage of the appreciation of the metals, but a leasing program that will allow you to create a residual income from that investment, and land banking. And I know that's in your wheelhouse, as well as trust my assets. But when you look at this pillar of services offered, these are the tools that wealthy people have access to. They've mastered it, and that's why they have the ability to live the life of their dreams.
Absolutely. And what you see right there is I call it the money matrix here. And this is really a multi-tiered, multi-level, no matter where you are in your life, whether you've got $2 in your wallet or $2 million in your bank account, there is a level here of where you are. See, everyone starts everywhere. And like you said, it's important to, keep more of the money that you make. You see, everyone here is already making some money. Otherwise, they wouldn't have a place to live. When you have experts in your back pocket, see, you and I are not tax experts, but we have experts in our back pocket that literally guide us and show us how to maximize every tax deduction that we have, as well as being able to apply, on the next level is once I have more money that I'm able to keep, right? It's not what you make, it's what you keep. Now I can invest that money. And I also have experts in that. And we're going to talk more about each one of those levels.
No question about it, sir. I like that idea. The experts are going to do the work and we're going to get the results. So let's keep moving here and talk about the strategies, right? So the experts are going to help you shift the money back to you. What money? The money that the government, banks, and big business are taking from us every single day. Again, these are the strategies and how we do it. The ability to eliminate your debt, reduce your taxes, lower your bills and your healthcare costs, restore and increase your credit score. We know how important that is. But here's one of my favorites, Eric, and I know this is in your wheelhouse, the ability to turn rent into home ownership. You think about right now in America, 44 million people across this country every single day are renting, basically throwing money out the window. And you're saying that regardless of where they are with their credit, regardless of where they are with the lack of down payment, or whether they've got down payment or the DTI's off, I mean, they can't qualify for traditional lending. You're telling me that the Keys to Home Ownership platform that we partner with MWR, that you're responsible for bringing to this platform, can assist a person in getting into a home.
I love to say when the banks say no, we say yes. I also like to say that if you can afford to pay rent and you have a good rental history, then you have a good enough history for us to be able to get you into a home. So for you, it's really not a matter of if you can have a home. It's when you're ready to do that. And we'll meet you wherever you at whatever level, whatever income level, whatever credit level, because our programs, by the way, are not based on credit. And in fact, our program builds credit while you own your own home. And these are just scratching the surface of all of the benefits that MWR have. We're talking about all of these in the lifestyle phase of our lives, right? While we're still working and building that lifestyle for the future, you got to have experts to help you to avoid taxes, and you've got to have experts. A lot of people don't know where to start when it comes to, which credit card do I pay first? Which, do I pay the mortgage, the car loan, the boat loan, the student loan, and all the other things? Do you know that 34 cents out of every dollar today that every American makes goes to pay interest and finance charges?
Wow.
That's more than 1/3 of your income. And when the government takes another third, it only leaves you to live on about 1/3. And that's why having experts in your back pocket that show you how to reduce all of those percentages. And that means more money in your pocket for your lifestyle now and for you to be able to invest in the future.
No question about it. I want to expand a little bit on the keys to home ownership. I was fortunate enough to secure the membership from a young lady who wants to pursue home ownership, has been renting the house for 12 years. And my philosophy is much like yours. I said, my friend Eric Wilner said, when the bank say no, we say yes. I just happen to know the guy who owns the house that wants to sell her this house. But here was what was the moving part for me in the conversation with the young lady. She signed up in the program, so she has an MWR membership. She's paid the processing fee for keys to home ownership. She's got the application completed. She's already uploaded her credit report. She's following all the steps. And I asked her, what motivates you? She says, my children, Gerald. I want to be able to leave them something. And I was like, man, you've been talking to Eric Wilner. I mean, so I was inspired by this lady's desire to become a homeowner. She says, I've been renting for 12 years. This is something I've always wanted to do. My mom never owned a home. My grandmother never owned a home. I want to be the first in my generation to do that. And so I'm going to do everything I can. Matter of fact, I'm going to get that deal in front of you to take a look at for me and to make sure that we're following all the steps and we can get her closed out. It's a very attractive property, and we're going to get it done for her. So I'm excited, and it's going to be a great story once we finish the process. But guys, there's more money on the table as it relates to the $150 in reward dollars. We're going to give you that every single month. Stack it right on top of it. You don't have to spend it all in one month, but if you want to, that's fine, because another 150 comes. This is the money that you have available to save on everyday purchases, dining, shopping, all of those things. But look at the average, Eric. When you talk about using all these services, the tens of thousands of people across this country that already have access to this platform, the average savings per month for our members is $2,000. Now, I don't care where anybody is in their financial life, what sort of income you're generating. If we've got the ability to put an additional $2,000 a month back into your pocket from your existing finances, I'd call that a win, sir.
Well, if the membership costs $2,000 a month, it would be a fair trade because I'm coming out doing better things the right way. But just wait, we're going to tell you more about the membership, and it's not anywhere close to $2,000. But here's the thing. This is every single month, and it only gets better. And as your situation improves, you get escalated with the right experts. I've used these experts over and over and over again. People sometimes are, surprised because I'll pick up the phone and I says, listen, let me call my accountant and go, well, aren't you worried about the, $150, $250 an hour that lawyers, accountants, and tax experts charge you? And I says, no, not because of what I do. I don't pay those kind of fees. And we'll talk more about that.
Absolutely. A huge advantage. We know the membership has the advantage. So let's talk about strategies, right? Let's put this money to work. What are experts going to do? Help you multiply and protect your money and your assets. How do we do it? These are the tools that we use. The ability to do self-banking with those strategies, tax and risk-free saving strategies, as well as asset accumulation, tax elimination strategies through our trust, and income and asset protection. Eric, this is a win. When you talk about how to live and leave a legacy, these are the pillars right here. You talk about a wealth plan, and what wealthy people are using. Talk to us about what you're seeing here.
And it's funny, a lot of people think that these are wealth secrets, and they're not secrets at all, right? A lot of these programs that we're going to show you how to do have been in place and been used for generations, over 100 years. It's not that these are secrets. It's not that you've been locked out. You've been priced out of a lot of these services. And so these are what we call our level 2 strategies, right? The first thing is to claw back the money that the government, big business, big banks, and so forth are taking from you unnecessarily. You take that money now and you start putting that and looking to the future, the legacy strategies. Our diversified cash flow account, which is very similar to what banks do. In fact, if you really think about it, you put your hard-earned money into a bank for safekeeping. They pay you something like 0 point nothing percent for that money. Then they turn around and then they lend it back to you or to others at 7%, let's just say today. So zero cost, 7% profit. And then what happens is those payments come back in. Do they put it back into the bank and let it sit there? Absolutely not. They go out and they lend it out again and again, sometimes 7 to 9 times. They'll be lending the same dollars that they're paying you 0 point nothing. Well, what if you could have an account that not only could you put your money in, get an attractive above bank return, and then say, okay, based on what I have there, let me also buy something else where I can actually leverage other people's money. We hear all the time that one of the secrets of the wealthy, the quote unquote secrets, is to leverage other people's money. Our private reserve account, very similar. Another aspect, our land banking. Here's where, we have experts that study the growth paths of different cities. And they know, because most cities publish a 15, 30-year plan. And what they do very, very casually is they'll go buy right in front of the plan. So they're going to have to be bought out at top prices. We have people earning 30+% in our land banking functions. We now have our newest and greatest, our precious metals, where these are actually the metals. It's not, a paper representation, but you can actually own ounces of gold, silver, platinum, palladium, and many other precious metals. And we are constructing, almost completed, our own privately insured repository so that you can own gold. No, you don't have to carry it home and lock it up and guard the front door. That's all taken care, and it's all handled by experts and advised by experts. And finally, back in the old days, or as I was visiting in Europe, and visiting castles, and it's beautiful, right? It's wonderful. And you see the big heavy doors and the moats that they built around the castles to protect their wealth. Today, we don't have moats around, our wealth. We have trusts and certain instruments. You can bet that everybody that you can talk about, the Elon Musks and Bill Gates of today, to the Rockefellers and the Carnegies back in the day, they all built their wealth and protected it with trust. And that's how you live and leave a legacy.
We got the bases covered, my friend. No question about it. So let's keep moving here, because this is why we believe, that you can secure your future and your legacy in one membership. The cost, $149.97. Now, why is this so impressive to me? The fact that the average CPA or financial planner in any city in America right now is going to cost you $200 to $300 an hour. Eric, you deal in that arena every single day. Can you get a good CPA for $149.97 a month?
No, not without this exclusive membership. And that's what's really, neat. This is what's called the power in numbers. And as American Express very famously said, membership has its privileges. And because of our numbers, which are strong, the experts, which are proven, vetted, experienced. They're not, boiler room people answering questions out of a 3-ring binder somewhere in some other country. These are CPAs, IRS enrolled agents, CFP, certified financial planners, doing all the heavy lifting work for you, helping you to design your written financial plan, and then helping you to execute it. They don't just give you the instructions and say, see you later. They'll even help you to execute it. And the beautiful thing, I was kidding around before, even if this membership did cost $2,000, it doesn't. It's only $149.97. 1 hour would easily pay for this. The 150 in rewards bucks that we get every month pays for this. I'm going to show you probably several different ways that this gets paid. So what I'm really telling you is that you make multiples of this membership back, all with no contracts. Okay. You don't like it, you can leave it. There's no setup fees up front, junk fees, or anything like that. And here's the surprise: it includes your spouse, your significant other, your domestic partner, father, son, mother, daughter. It actually includes 2 people at the same address. And again, experts do all the work. 30-day money back, 100% guarantee. What do you got to lose? And are you sitting in a place right now where you can say that I have everything handled and I know I'm going to retire comfortably, financially independent? Most people can't say yes.
Absolutely. And that's why this is such a no-lose proposition, sir. But let's dig a little deeper. This is why we believe that MWR, what we're offering you tonight, folks, is the perfect business. Because I asked this question: where else can you get paid every single day while someone else does the work for you and for everybody that you refer? There's only one way to do it. You partner with MWR, the fastest growing financial strategies company in the country, which is going to put you and I in the middle of a multi-trillion-dollar-a-year industry. Eric, let's talk about cost. Now, you built multiple businesses. You're an investor in businesses. Show me another business in this United States for as little as $100. You can basically partner with an existing business that's going to provide you with everything you need to succeed in that business.
Yeah, and that's what's fantastic. And I hope people don't get misled about the affordability. Remember, the vision for this company is to help people to become financially well off. And that's not done by taking a lot of money out of their pockets, but putting more money into it. And you're not, it says total startup cost. We're not starting a new business. 80% of businesses are out of business within the first 5 years. We're talking about basically taking a proven formula, a business, becoming an independent business of your own. And you can do that for only $100. So your first month of the membership, 149, plus the one-time business setup fee of $100. For me, when I saw this and I saw, how this was laid out in front of me, it was literally a 1 minute decision. In fact, not even a minute. It was, I looked at that. You probably waste that $100 every month somewhere. Imagine having the guidance, the experts in your back pocket. And remember, I said the object of the game is to have a business. There are two IRS tax codes. Most people don't realize that, but there is the IRS code for the employees. That's what everybody who has a W-2 income, the government takes their share right off the top before you even see it. And then they let you live on what's left. A business owner is the exact opposite. They get to expense all of their expenses. Now imagine if you had a lifestyle business that a lot of your regular expenses are part of your business, that you could write now all of these expenses off and then pay taxes only on what's left. Big difference. That's why, you look at any millionaire out there, they probably have their own business, they probably have investments, and that's how they do it. And where else, by the way? So now we talked about an excellent membership, but now we're talking about how to take that membership and the whole infrastructure that's already built for you and now be able to make money as a business person, take over 400 plus tax deductions that are available with the guidance from the experts that are built into your business.
It's amazing, Eric. Hey, I want to ask this question before we go further. Your first real estate investment, the first property that you purchased, could you get it done for 249.97? I bet you
I
spent
don't know
far
if I have
more
to
than that,
answer
right?
that because obviously not. And think about this. What about a franchise? Even the cheap franchises are 20, 30, $40,000. A McDonald's today is well over 1 million. And here for a simple startup cost of 249, you are a W-2 employee today paying the worst tax rates. Tomorrow you are now a business owner and a whole world opens up with the experts to help you out.
No question about it. And I mean, again, as I mentioned, it puts you in the middle of a multi-trillion dollar year industry. You and I now have the ability to bring to the table the solution to the problem that 98% of the people in this country are facing. The issue is finances. And we don't have to be an expert in any of these areas. They're already in place. All we do is basically expose the opportunity to people, give them a chance to get their financial life in order. And we bring the tools, the systems, and the experts to assist in doing that. But not only that, as an individual business owner, you're going to get a team of experts yourself to help you keep growing, protect your money and your assets. And here's what else you get: leverage, expert strategies, and leaders. You see it here tonight, Mr. Wilner, willing to pour into you and provide you with systems to help you grow your business. You hear Fernando Ramirez say it all the time: you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. But Eric, here's the thing that excites me so much about what we do: the ability for you and I or anyone else to earn unlimited daily pay and industry leading residual income. Now, I know this chart we're going to show is probably one of your favorites, but this revenue sharing plan is my favorite too. And God's rightfully so. Eric, break this down and help us understand how much money is really on the table in this partnership for 249.97.
I do like this chart, and I call it the money matrix. This is or the money menu. I mean, you can literally design and decide what you need to earn or what you want to earn. It's laid out right here. I know you call it a retirement plan. I've heard people call it all sorts of things, but the bottom line, this is kind of what made it very clear. Obviously, it was important that it was a good, it's a debt-free company. It's started in 2017, so it isn't, from yesterday. Obviously it has to have good products. And, you know, here we are standing in the one conversation that you probably have every single day. You said 98% of the people in the world need this program. I'll say it's probably closer to 99%. You know, only the one percenters out there don't need anything like this. And
Wow.
here, let me explain just a little bit because I had to first see this explained to me. And once I did, I said, if this really works, okay, it's amazing. Number one. Oh, and I wanted to tell you one other thing, you know, while you were just talking, all we have to do, right, is share this business. Do you know, I have a friend who's an attorney who never sees the inside of a courtroom. All he does is market attorney services, and then he refers it all out. He gives it to all the other people, and they pay him a referral fee.
Wow.
Now, he's built a very smart business, right? He knows enough to identify the problems, and then he just keeps saying, "Listen, you need to talk to this kind of attorney. You need to talk to this kind of attorney." And he doesn't leave his office. He could operate everything from a computer and a phone, just like this business. And basically, this business is like that. All we're doing is referring people to the number one conversation, which is about money. How do you turn that, you know, that money game into a winning game? Most people haven't figured that out. And here you have experts. So now I decided I want to do this business. Let's see if I do. Number one, the company says build a team of three other people alongside you. We call the lifestyle and legacy coaches, the three LLCs. Two personal customers, and guess what? You count as one, so it's really one more customer that just wants the service. Now, promise you that you're going to find lots of people who need the service, the credit repair, which we hardly talked about, the home ownership, the tax reduction, and so forth. Anyway, with just three people, and I bet you have three people in your phone that you've talked to this week that would say, hey, if they had the opportunity to build a referral business that pays, as my good friend Dr. Gerald Parker loves to say, pays us ridiculous amounts of money for what we do. Here it says if you build a team of only three people, the company starts paying you what they call luxury residuals, but I call it like a salary, $5 a day times 30, $150 a month times 12, that's $1,825 for building a company of three people. Okay. That is nothing. And by the way, if you never did anything else, you would receive $150 a month for the rest of your life. Now, that's easy enough, easy said. But what they also say that if you do that in the first 30 days, we have people who do that in the first 36 hours. If you do that in the first 30 days, the company bonuses you $50 per LLC that joined your team, plus $150 as a momentum bonus in the first 30 days. And I'll tell you, $5 a day, you're probably wondering, like, how is this guy so excited about $5 a day? Well, it wasn't the $5 a day that excited me when it first started happening. It's the fact that it worked, right?
Proof
It
of
was proof
concept.
of concept. And he goes, so actually, I just got three people this week. They are now part of my team. They're out there referring, building the business. I'm out there building the business. And by the way, in my line of work, in the real estate business, in the mortgage business, everybody needs this service. And P.S., if you know a realtor or mortgage broker out there, tell them about this. They will love you for it. But here's the thing. That was your first 30 days to find just three people. Let's say that in the next 30 days, you find no new people. All you do is help those three people who had enough faith and confidence in you, help them to get their first three people so that they get their $50 plus $150 plus the $150 bonus. Now, even though you haven't brought one more person, your group now went from 3 to 12. The company promotes you to $20 a day. Now it starts to get interesting because 20 times 30 is $600. That's a nice car payment. For some people, that could be the difference between making it, not making it 1 month. It could even be a significant part of some people's mortgage or rent payment. $7,300 for only building this very, very part-time business. Now you're eligible for other lifestyle bonuses. Do you know that there's seven? I think that last time we counted, seven different income streams. But if you helped your team build in their first 30 days, their team so that they become an executive director. The company promotes you, pays you $20, and then bonuses you another $450. Now, remember, we talked about this business costs you 150 or 149 plus the one-time 100 fee. You will have, where else can you begin a new business and be cash flow positive in the first 30 days and become very profitable in the first 90? Because it's a momentum bonus. The next month, the company says, listen, help the next incoming class get their first three. You do that in their first 30 days, your first 90 days. They're now going to give you an additional bonus. You've brought no new people into your business yet, but your team is, and that's what's important. And now you get a $900 bonus, a total of $1,500 just in the momentum bonuses in the first 90 days. And by now, in case you haven't noticed, the first $5 gave you $150 a month. That cancels out your membership even. This is a self-funding business. Now, I've taken you through the first 90 days, okay? And if you can commit to really rolling up your sleeves for the first 90 days and just follow this chart, the rest comes naturally. We have people at levels all the way down to $1,500. But maybe your goal is an extra $3,000 a month. Maybe your goal is an extra 6 or 9,000. You know what? A 9,000 times 12 is 109. That's a six-figure income. Okay. You've already passed that a while ago. The object of the game is now you can replace, either supplement or replace your income. We'll talk a little bit about your story in the beginning, how you started this very part-time, you had a full-time job, but you rolled up your sleeves in the first 90 days, and the rest has been history. You and I both know a gentleman that we'll talk about a little bit later. Today, he's at the $1,500 a day. A day. Imagine if your bank account grew an extra $1,500 every single day, like a regular salary. Banks would love to loan to a person that shows $1,500 coming into their account over time every single day. That's $45,000 a month in income. Now, most people would be set and fine at that level. Now, this gentleman, he's got his eyes on the bottom level there, the top level, I should probably say. It's at the bottom of the list here, but a $15,000 per day is not only possible, but it's going to happen. It's only a matter of time. This money matrix, money menu that I call it here, is real. This is something that, and I'm only explaining one of the main income streams, but here's what I found, especially people once they get to the $100, $200 a month, that whatever they have in luxury residuals, they have in other income coming in from the other 6, 7 different income streams. So it gets very interesting. And remember, you have now experts that are showing you how to invest that extra money, how to protect that extra money, all built in to your membership, which your business, by the way, is already paying for it in multiples.
This is the game plan, my friend. If you just get a handful of people who see this the way you and I see it, you could run to the hills. And you just touched on some of the money, the daily guarantee, and what this thing looks like over time. But the lifestyle bonuses, $300 a week over and above the other money Eric talked about, and the legacy bonuses, your ability to earn from 30 to as much as $150 for everybody that joins your organization. Eric, listen, I've not been around the financial service space as long as you have, but I've seen opportunities. I've seen, revenue sharing plans or, compensation plans, if you will. I've never seen anything like this. This thing is built for speed. You can start wherever you desire to start and end up wherever you desire to end up. Treat this as, again, your retirement plan or whatever. But I'm saying, you gather enough people that see this vision, you could hit these numbers. And we talked about the top income earner, Mr. Brian Bean, who you and I know personally, making $1,500 a day. I just want our folks to imagine, what changes in your life when you start generating that level of income. I can tell you what changes. Everything, right? The car you drive, the house you live in, the clothes you wear, where you send your kids to school. For me, when I saw it, I just need a shot, a chance to win, right? That's all I've ever looked for. And this became that vehicle. And it can be for anyone who desires to pursue it. because it does pay out and it pays out well. To get paid every single day, 365 days a year, let's break it down even further, Eric. And we're going to take the slow road home, meaning we're going to show you how to do this thing over a period of, say, 12 months using our simulator and you sponsoring only one business partner every 30 days. Let's see what it looks like, Eric.
Yeah, and and mind you, one a month, okay? One a month. Imagine if you were to go to a bank and say that I have a business plan that I'm going to get one customer per month. It just wouldn't fly. And we're ignoring the momentum bonuses at this point. And let me just show you how to build a six-figure income. Because that's what when I ask people, what is your goal? Oh, I want to make at least $100,000. It's it's actually an arbitrary number because it's more than what most people make, but it's actually very doable if you just follow the steps. Again, as Dr. Parker said, 12 one person per month, and one extra customer. Now I promise you, you're going to have more than one customer if you find 12 people want to join your business. But right now you have 13 total members. That qualifies you for the second, the 2-star executive director. You're earning $600 a month. Okay, now you continue that. Let's say now the next year you continue at the exact same pace that you're going. You're getting one per month, and your 12 people now do that same very slow pace. Now I promise you, there's going to be people in that are going to take this and run, but by the end of the second year, you're going to have 72 total lifestyle and legacy coach members. You're going to have 72 customers for a total of 157 members in there. You're now a 4-star executive director earning $3,000 a month. Now, remember, this is at one a month. This is very, very part time. You're not changing or quitting anything at this point. Well, you do it one more year, one a month. Now, by the end of that, you're 72, right? Now they're each getting their 12. You have 216 LLCs. You have customers also at 216. You got 589 total members. You are now jumped up to the rank of 2-star regional director, earning $9,000 a month. So build it slow in 3 years. I mean, what would you rather, retire in 3 or retire in 40 or 50? And PS, the way most Americans end up with Social Security as the major part of what they need to survive, and the maximum Social Security is only $4,000. This beats any other plan. It beats the traditional plan to, every single way.
Hands down, my friend, hands down. And that was the slow road home. I'm telling you, many people will hit the ground running. But think about it. Our member results are speaking for themselves. MWR already has $1 million residual club ring earners and thousands more who are doing what? Getting paid every single day, saving more money, all right, earning interest instead of paying it. And Eric, your favorite, building and buying their own dream homes. I mean, driving the dream cars, guys, living the dream lifestyle, and also leaving a legacy for their families. Guys, everybody on this side is winning. The only one is missing is you. And I'll ask this question. If not MWR, then what? And if not now, then when? We've got a viable plan in place. We've gone through it, showed you how you can get involved and get engaged in this process with us. But Eric, we're at a point now where we've got to make some choices. So either our audience wants some of this money or they want all of this money. If they want some of the money, what are we focusing on?
Well, all the benefits, the member that, if I asked you, Gerald, if I gave you $2,000, if would you exchange 149.97 for $2,000 in your money back?
All day, every day, sir.
And twice on Sundays, right?
That's
So the
right.
membership we've talked about, and like I said, we scratched the surface. Let me just tell you, the membership is worth its weight in gold if you use it. But just like your gym membership, if you never show up to the gym, that gym membership won't do you any good either. But a lot of people, like myself, who saw this and literally in 5 minutes, I said, listen, this is a perfect addition. I talk to people about money every single day. We all talk to people about money. It's the easiest conversation to start. Oh my God, did you see the price at the gas pump of eggs at the supermarket? Inflation. Did the Fed raise or lower the rates? That conversation happens every day. You're going to run into it if you listen. And now, if you want all the money, all of the benefits that we talked about, and a business that funds all of those benefits and creates an income stream that you design, and it's only limited by what you're willing to do.
Wow. Amazing. Again, 249.97. You get all of it. And again, look at this commitment that we're banking. The only opportunity that guarantees your success. And we'll say it again. If our expert strategies or opportunity can't put more money back into your pocket than the cost of the membership in the first 30 days, MWR gives you a full refund. This eliminates any risk, guys. Again, the only way that you lose with this opportunity is you choose not to participate. And we strongly encourage you to participate in your own rescue. So, guys, it doesn't get any better, in my opinion. Now, on behalf of myself and Mr. Wilner, if you've seen enough and heard enough to join us on this mission, this crusade, this movement, let us be the first to welcome you to the MWR family. I strongly encourage you to get back with the marketing director that referred you and let them know whether you want some of the money or you want all the money. Either decision is going to be the right one. I believe this is our moment, and we say get started now, not wait. Let's get this thing done now, because this is where lifestyle and legacy connect. But Eric, I'm going to let you end it here and kind of wrap up this last slide, because this is profound to me. Without even saying anything, the photo itself says everything.
It does, and yeah, I promise you, I mentioned the Gates, the Musks, the Rockefellers, the Carnegies, and all of those. I bet you there's a big portrait of the original, patriarch, matriarch hanging over somebody's fireplace. And everybody knows and remembers generation after generation, right? Who Nelson Rockefeller was. And at your house, when you're gone, whose picture is going to be on the wall? How many generations can you affect when you can create an income stream that never stops, that works while you instead of you working? And that's it. Will your great grandchildren remember you? Will you have the lifestyle and do the things that you want to do? We talked about that, the trip to Europe, not because, to brag or boast or anything, but it's all by design, right? What is the quality of life that you want to design? You take your pick, you design it, and then you have to figure a way how to fund it. And today, I hope we gave you the keys, not only to home ownership, but the keys to your legacy.
That's what it's all about, my friend. No doubt about it. Eric, it's been an honor. Welcome back. Glad to have you back on the platform with us this Wednesday night. We're going to stop the screen share. We're going to come out to the field and get Fernando to help us kind of open up the platform. If there are any questions, now is the time to ask them. We don't want you to leave this platform tonight without having a full understanding of what you've seen and heard. And we've shared with you what we're excited about and what so many people across the country are excited about. If there's anyone here that's seeing and hearing this for the first time, I hope you took some notes. If you've got questions, let us answer those questions for you tonight so that you can make a decision to join us on this crusade, this movement, because that's exactly what it is, the ability to free people, to give them an opportunity to live the lifestyle of their dreams. And I promise you, my friend, that next trip to Europe, you're not going alone. I'll be right along with you.
Come on with me. Oh, you would have loved it. You would
Oh
you would have
man,
loved it, and I'd love to be your tour guide too.
that would be awesome,
Um,
sir.
what's also very interesting, I'm looking at the list of some of the participants. There's several other six-figure income earners on this call. Dr. Gerald Parker wasn't a doctor when I met him a couple years ago when we started this business. He had a full-time job, $65,000 a year, and he started this business very part-time. But what he did do, which was, I think, part of the secret of his success, is that he took every one of those benefits that we talked about and he says, okay, let me see how that works. Let me see how that works. And each time it helped you, it gave you the benefit, it multiplied what you paid for your membership. And Dr. Parker was one of the original, in fact, the original The first LLC, before it was even called an LLC, before it had half the benefits that we have. And today, Dr. Parker is a doctor, so he was able to get his doctorate in theology. Today, he also has a special project helping ministers all over the country to provide a financial platform for their congregation to help their groups to grow and to be more financially sound. You see, if everybody was financially set, we would have a lot less divorces, we would have a lot less fights, we would have a lot less crime. Just think about the impact that this could really make, the ripple effect impact. And I'm thinking about across the country, but think about in your family. What could you change? What prospect could you change for your family? What if this actually worked? And the one other thing I just wanted to say is that when I arrived today, I got a very special text, and I want to say a special congratulations to David Sundin, who just leveled up in the business. Here's also a doctor who saw the opportunity in this business, and so I just wanted to say congratulations to David Sundin out there.
David, congratulations, sir. Yes, sir. I'm excited for him, guys. This is the chance, and there he is. Hey, David, good to see you, sir. Hey,
By the
we
way,
also,
he's also one of my colleagues in the affordable housing program. He is a certified affordable housing provider, so he's certified. He's north of me, probably a couple hours here in Florida.
oh
But
wow.
all of this is he saw this opportunity over here as well. And what's beautiful about this is a program that came together with MWR, the Certified Affordable Housing Program, a nationwide program helping people to have affordable housing regardless of past credit or financial history. If you're ready to become a homeowner, get the MWR membership, and then you will get to work with a housing expert that will figure the right plan for you in the right timing and so forth. So that's all I have to say. It's been a good day.
Hey, good deal, sir. Good deal. Well, Fernando, I think Coach T might be with us tonight as well. Some other leaders, Randy Christensen is here. Guys, any closing comments before we
I
get
see
off the air?
Cassandra Wooten raised her hand.
All right, Miss Wooten, go right ahead. Welcome to the platform.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening. I just want to say, if anybody was trying to send any messages through the chat, we can't. It's disabled, so nobody could put anything in the chat. But
Ah,
I also want to thank Johnny Simmons for getting on and welcoming our new member, our new family member, Stacy Murphy. She did join, and we just want to welcome her onto our team.
All right,
keep
congratulations,
keep
Miss
an
Wooten.
eye on that woman.
Congratulations,
She's
Stacy.
going places.
That's all right. You're absolutely right. Guys, this is exciting. We've got an incredible opportunity to do so many things, not just for ourselves, but for those who we care and love about and other people who really, really believe in their dreams, who haven't given up and are just looking for a vehicle, a way to get it done. And we believe that MWR is that way to give you the financial means to live the life of your dreams. Mr. Fernando Ramirez couldn't do any of this without you, sir. God bless you. You and Martha, thank you so much for setting up the platform and allowing us to be here tonight.
Wow, it's exciting to have Mr. Eric Wilner back with us. And I know that the situation sometimes don't go the way we expect them to, but you know what? We gotta pray to God that we're alive. Sometimes you can't prevent injuries. I've had broken bones, as we talked earlier today, Eric, and I know that feeling. But what's important is that she'll be fine pretty soon.
Thank
Eric, I
you.
will be definitely as good as new. But congratulations, Cassandra. Congratulations, everyone. I love to hear the movement, how we progress to our destination or where we're going. So the road trip is fun, especially surrounding ourselves with all these amazing leaders. MWR for us is a family. Respect and salute those that say, hey, I'm going to do this and make it happen, because I've been in this industry 31 years and I have not seen anything as good as what MWR has in store for us. So what we present to the public is amazing. It gives you a lifestyle all across the board in regards to the compensation plan, the 7 different ways we get paid, and also all the experts that we have available to be able to manage our finances for us, where we don't have to worry about the headaches of getting a license to be able to learn from a product or a service that the platform provides. So it's a true honor. Thank you so much, Dr. G.W. Parker. Thank you so much, Mr. Eric Wilner. It's great to have you both on the platform tonight. Oh my God, I'm so thrilled. Thanks, everyone.
Good deal, guys. All
Hey,
right.
good evening. Good evening. This is Brian Reed. I just want
Good
to
evening.
say, I just want to say a special thank you to Coach T for his mentorship in this community, and I also want to welcome Ann Mithiga. She's on tonight. She recently joined the community, so just want to congratulate her on that. And then I have Nahidia Henry. She's on for the first time checking it out. So
Wow.
just want to welcome her to the meeting. And thank you for the presentation, Doc.
Absolutely. And congratulations, sir, to you and your guests. And guys, welcome again to the community. And that is what it is. I mean, and we wrap our arms around you, and we're going to root for you. We're going to cheer for you. We're going to push you and help you succeed, because that's the way this thing is built. That's the beautiful part about what we're doing. We're in this together, and we're leaving no one behind. If you're committed to living the life of your dreams and you need a vehicle to get there, you've chosen MWR. You're going to get all the support. Everybody here, all the leaders are willing to pour into you, to give you what you need to succeed. Again, you hear Fernando Ramirez say it all the time, Eric, you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. And that's the beautiful part about what we do. So with that being said, guys, we want to wish all of you a great night. Your mics are open. Please thank Mr. Wilner and welcome him back. Eric, we send prayers to your wife, Erica, as she recovers from her incident.
Thank you, thank you. And it's great to be back with you guys as well. As you know, as we came back early, I said I'm still going to jump in. I miss these guys, and it's like I said, I've had more fun, doing this and meeting great people, watching people grow. It's been wonderful.
Good
So it's
deal.
great to be back.
Yes, sir. Glad to have you back, my friend. Good deal. Well, guys, once again, your mics are open. Thank you so much for joining us. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Nice. Thank
See you
you.
at the finish line. And see you
you,
on the
Fernando.
beaches
Fernando, Eric,
of the world.
always
Congratulations,
ready
David.
to sign up.
Great job, David.
Congratulations, David Sundin. That is wonderful.
Thank you, Ron.
You are welcome.
Good night, everybody. Y'all have a wonderful night.
Hi, Cassandra. Congratulations.
Thank
Man,
you.
we got champions tonight. Wow, I love the testimonials. You're all the greatest.